All right, it says going live. All right,
Yay.
we are here. It's the real deal. So, welcome everyone to Third Eye Salon. I am Catman, and I am channeling one of our main topics today, which is Sekhmet. So, we will get into Sekhmet in a moment. I want to quickly welcome and introduce our favorite person, Lynda Coulter-Burge, psychic and conscious business coach. Hey, Lynda.
Hi, everyone. So excited to be here. We're all letting our hair down for this amazing event. So, yes.
Yeah, we're channeling Sekhmet today. We're really giving her a platform, and the woman who is bringing that platform in is the most delightful, wonderful, just one of the most heartwarming people that you could meet, Barbara Jean Lindsey. Hey, Barbara, thank you for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's wonderful. Having my cup of coffee, a little cup of the goddess. We're going to have some fun. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure and a privilege. You're somebody who's just so real and authentic and just so immediately, there's just no games. You're just so genuine. It's completely refreshing and wonderful. Um, so I want to read some of Barbara Jean Lindsey's bio. My computer's only going to let me read part of it, and then I'm going to kind of hand the baton over to Barbara to fill in those details for us. But I wanted to also remind everybody. So today, our whole show is about opening up the veil and looking between the veils of reality and seeing what else is there. And so we're going to be doing that with Sekhmet and also with Barbar Jean's near-death experience, also has these Egyptian overtones to it as well. And that is to really kind of connect us to these other beings who get relegated to the idea of like fantasy or mythology, and they're really kind of disempowered in the retelling of their stories. And we don't understand that they're alive and with us today. So we're cracking that veil open. We're going to go deep into that and let Sekhmet really just honor her and her messages today. And I want to remind everybody that I don't have them linked below right now at the moment, but we've got a Facebook group on Facebook called Third Eye Salon. We've got a coffee thing that you can click on to do donations if you want to buy us a cup of coffee. So it helps us along our way. And there's other really smart things. Oh, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because if you want to know when we actually go live, that notification bell will be your best friend. So, all right, I'm going to pop over into what I can read for Miss Lindsey's bio. Miss Lindsey, Miss Barbar Jean. I like to call people by their first names. The Cosmic Oracle is an internationally acclaimed psychic and spiritual teacher. This is Barbar Jean Lindsey, giving thousands of professional readings worldwide over 30 years. She is a mentor and an international speaker. Barbar Jean is a master psychic, certified walking instructor, certified medical hypnotherapist. Now, I didn't know that. That is interesting. Qigong medical practitioner, level 2 Reiki initiate, ordained spiritual interfaith minister for over 30 years, certified hospice caretaker, and sister of Avalon. I'm not sure what sister of Avalon means either, so we'll crack into some of that stuff. In 1989, Barbar Jean had an extraordinary near-death experience. After full body channeling an ancient Egyptian being, her lungs collapsed, killing her in front of a live audience. Over the next few days, she fought for her life on the physical plane, spiritual plane, and beyond. Barbar Jean's story, journey, and transformation are chronicled in her autobiography, Dying for the Light. Her book, Seized by Sekhmet, an Egyptian goddess revolution, brings together an impressive cross-section of people who have been touched by the spirit of Sekhmet. So she's also working on a book called working on a book called Ambassador for the Light. And that's as much as I can read. But that is a lot of content right there. So let's hop into that and tell us a little bit about Sisters of Avalon. What is that for you?
Well, I was going through a really bad divorce, and I needed some help. And so I just went online and started looking, you know how that is. And it just started, I got onto all this goddess form. And then I got into the book of The Priestess of the Goddess by Kathy. Oh, I forget her last name. Right. Kathy Jones. Yes, thank you, God. And I took their course. It was like a 3-year course. And in it, I learned about the changing of the seasons. And I really needed that at that time to really go another step into having relationship with the earth and with the goddess. And so after that course, I became a Sister of Avalon. I didn't join. I play well with others, but I don't join things too easily. And so I just at the last minute, I just didn't have the official, but I carry it in my heart. A Sister of Avalon is that the love for the land and the seasons.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, I really feel you have a strong goddess connection. I can really feel that. Like you have like a lineage of goddesses that are just hanging out with you all the time. Real quick, I also wanted to let people know that Jillian is our engagement gal, and she is on the live chat. So if you have questions for Barbar Jean as we go, put them in the live chat. And then at the end of the show, Jillian's going to come on and share those questions. And so Barbar Jean can address that for the audience. So Jillian will be there to chat with you, but then just let your questions, give your questions to her and she'll address it with us. So that is a great interface. And thank you, Jillian. Talk about goddesses. Thank you for being with us and supporting us in that aspect. It's awesome. So Miss Barbar Jean, I really wanted to like tune into you for a moment because your range, your history is so diverse. You have so many things under your belt. And I think like Lynda and I are also not joiners. We put our foot in, we'll try things out, but we tend to kind of be in our own space as well. And we like to do things our way. And I just kind of have a feeling growing up that you really didn't fit in a lot and that you kind of were always the one sticking out, but because you were always so genuine. I'm just tuning into this as I talk to you, but you're always so genuine that people just didn't know what to do with you because you didn't know how to play the normal role. Is that true for you?
Oh, yeah. I was a real sick kid too. I had asthma, so I missed a lot of school. And then my dad was a wonderful man and also a raging alcoholic with a temper. And so we moved a lot. So I would be that new kid in each school we went to. And so I had to learn kind of how to, okay, at this school, I think I'm going to be like a nerd geeky type. Now at this school, I think I'm going to be the cheerleader. And so I would just kind of decide what I kind of wanted to play with and be with, depending on what school I went to. And I never fit in because I was really the new girl until like high school. And I ended up only going to 3 different high schools, my high school year. So it was always a lot of change. But I think that was kind of a grooming for working with a diversity of people. You know, I was able to feel okay with not being accepted, not being liked, being talked about, being loved and hated at the same time, and so you become neutral to all of that.
Yeah.
I was going to say something that you mentioned in one of your interviews, that you were the good girl. Yeah. And so how did that, that's something that I grew up with, is you being the good girl.
I was definitely the good girl. I was homecoming queen of my high school, and I was 5 months pregnant when I graduated. So
a rebellion.
It's a rebellion, but I lost the child. I had a stillborn at that time. So by the time I was 21, I had been married, divorced, and lost a child. So wow. A lot of life experience really, really fast. And so, I was pissed at God because I had done everything right. I was a straight A student, getting a scholarship. I was going to go to Berkeley, had my whole life, all ready to go. And then I got pregnant the first time I had sex. And so that wasn't fair. And so I was like really pissed because I had done everything. So I went on this whole kind of tangent, I think for a couple of years, just being a rebellious, screw that kind of like that kind of a thing. And then I had that aha. So it is kind of like a Sekhmet now that we're talking about that in a way where I finally said, you know what? This isn't working, and it's not working for me. It's not working for a lot of people. So let's calm down. Let's, and I started to meditate. Meditation was my key. to everything, and started building strength and, and all that and all of that. So it was just a total spiritual journey the whole way, because I like to learn and grow and change and meet people, all kinds of different kinds of people. So
Well, yeah, it's interesting because it's like you got to take on these different personas all the time, trying to like, will this persona work? Will this persona work? Like if I take on these different things, where is my place in the world? And Sekhmet is like, own your place in the world. She's like, don't ask, take it. Like,
exactly.
When we were connecting the other night, when we did our pre-show talk, she just came in really strong, and it was something I was not anticipating, but I could feel her behind me, and I could feel her energy coming in and the things that she wanted to say. And a lot of it was, and like what she was saying to me last night when I was tuning into her, was she's not looking for followers, she's looking for equals.
Right. And I think she's looking exactly, and I think she's looking for you to take action. So we were talking about this cat, get off your knees, kind of a David Icke kind of she's like that. Get off your knees. Remember who you are. Remember where you came from. You have a direct lineage to source, that flame is immortal. So tap into that. And then let's see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Oh, I love that. So tell us, so you met Sekhmet in a very physical way when you were in Egypt, and this was after your near-death experience, because your near-death experience was like in 1989,
right?
if I'm remembering that correctly from our convo, and then you met Sekhmet about 2003 or 2008.
Oh, you think I would know? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Is that terrible?
That's all right. It's all good.
I think 2008, 2009, 2000 something, 2008 or 9, 7, 5, somewhere around there.
Well, so walk us through that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Barbar Jean, it's not, I thought I was having this meltdown because after my near-death experience, time means nothing to me.
Right.
It is,
right.
It, like, I cannot tell you different times of my life, what years those were. An hour could be a week for me, and a week could be an hour for me. And so it's like, well, time really is relative.
It is.
So,
I think it makes us more present in our time, right? In this present, this time we're having right now, this amazing, juicy presence that we have right now. I'm in 100%.
Yeah. That's your energy is so vibrant. I just love it. So let us know, how did you were in Egypt, what brought you to Egypt, and how did you meet Sekhmet?
Well, this was the same husband, let me think which husband it was. But we went to Egypt kind of to see if our relationship was going to work. We had been together like 13 years, something like that. Wasn't going well at the time. And we went to Egypt just to kind of, it's something that we both had wanted to do. And I was in meditation, and it said, it's time to go to Egypt. So I went, got online, and within an hour, I had tickets to, about 2 hours, tickets to Egypt. And we left in 2 weeks. And so I ended up in Egypt. I went with a beautiful group of people there, Nikki Scully, who you would probably know if you're into the Sekhmet scene at all, and Norman D. Ellis. And we cruised down the Nile in these beautiful ship, just a beautiful ship, and then would dock at these gorgeous temples and get out and come back and have iced washcloths and beautiful food and delicious treats. And it was like, oh my gosh, like a goddess, queen's float going down the Nile. It was surreal. I'll never forget it. And when we went to Karnak and Luxor and went to Sekhmet's temple, I had no idea. I didn't know who she was at all. So when I walked in, we only had about 7 minutes with her. So I walked in by myself. It was dark, and I'm standing there. I go, okay, this is cool. And it was cold because I was so hot, so that felt good. And here's her statue. It's I think about 7 to 8 feet tall. You think I would know exactly, but I don't. And there was this beam of light coming down over her statue, and she has a lion head, just like what's behind Lynda there, a lion head, and and a female figure with the Ankh and her lotus staff. And I'm just standing there and minding my own business. And she steps out of her statue, physically into 3D form. And when she steps out, she locks on her red eyes with me and puts a round circle of fire around us, about 18 inches to 3 feet tall around us. And then she puts down golden steps and she motions to me telepathically to step on the steps, which I did. And then it filled in with dark water around the steps on the inside of the circle. And as I'm standing there, she beams into me just this so much love and so much power. And she said, remember who you are, remember. And she also said, you earned this. You've earned the right to be here, basically. You earned this. And so she shook me so much with her energy that I cracked my tooth. My tooth is still cracked from the energy surging through my body from her. And I was like, and so she said, and so she locked on and she's, do you get it? Do you get it? And I go, yeah, yeah. That's all I could say with a little bitty, yeah. You know, and so she waited until she surged it up and down like Kundalini up and down my body till I got it. And I remembered who I am. And so then after that, the energy stopped, you know, a little bit. And the water went back in, the fire went back in. I stepped off the steps. She rolled up the steps and she stepped backwards into her statue. And then I fell to the ground and my friends came and got me and I cried for 3 days. I cried about all the sadness that I had carried in this earth, all the pain that I had carried that unknowingly, all the suffering of the man's inhumanity to man, my anger, my pissed off that there was a mistake, you know, all these things of these emotions I had kept in my body that I wasn't aware of. And so she helped me with that. And later, a lot later, there was a doctor who had the same experience as me. So that's always good. So you know you're not going crazy or something because someone else also had the same exact experience. So what I found through my research is that she comes to lots of people everywhere all the time, and that she's alive and she's really a force that we get to tap into, and she really really loves us and wants us to have our victory here and taking this planet back, basically.
That's so powerful. I know where I want to go. Miss Lynda, do you want to hop in with a question first?
I'll let you go, Kat, because, but I do want everybody to look at the beautiful images behind me because I found those and they're just very powerful. So.
Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, Barbar Jean wrote a book, right, about this, and it's not just about her experience. She collected experiences from other people because it was something that I had heard like 10, 12 years ago. This guy, I was at, it's actually at the East Eddy Ranch, James Gillian Ranch, before it was cool to go there. Before it was like really popular, but like it was, you know, back in the day. And this guy was just sharing, we were all like kind of sharing our spiritual stories. And this guy talked about his experience with Sekhmet and how she came out as a protector for him and had all this love and compassion. But again, this thing of like, own your energy, own your power. So Barbar Jean has a book of this that people can get. And just tell people real quick where they can get that, Barbar Jean, since I didn't.
It's on Amazon right now. It's called Seized by Sekhmet. I have this, an Egyptian goddess revolution. And my friend Jan Newell did the cover for it. But it's a compilation of many people's stories. And I thought the art was really important, too, of her images, so that you have these different images and it helps to see her images so you can tap into her and into her energy. And so these are different artists' renditions of their association with Sekhmet.
And what's powerful to me is that oftentimes we want to make the beings in the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, wherever they reside. We want to make them into just kind of this one vibration. And in doing that, we tend to make them two-dimensional. I feel like we try to assign a certain very specific personality to them that sort of limits the range of how they show up and the range of their dynamic being. And with Sekhmet, her story, Barbar Jean was telling this to me. I'd heard it before via Barbar Jean, but it was basically Sekhmet, when she came to the planet, it was really in a very warrior way. And it was because the humans were just being horrendous. And so Ra sent her to deal with the humans, and she was basically just eating them. And the blood was so delicious to her that she just was like, this is great, I'm not going to stop. And then there was a fear of like, well, she's actually gone to the other extreme, and there's not going to be any humans left if we don't, if she doesn't rein it in. And so Barbar Jean, you pick up the story from there.
Yeah, and so so she came down to earth from the Eye of Ra, right? And when she came down, she thought we were disgusting, and there was no hope for us either. And she was really enjoying her job. If she was going to do a job, she was going to do a good job. So she just went to town. And so there's that aspect, that warrior aspect of herself. And so to appease her, the people got together and made these beautiful vats of pomegranate and beer and herbs that look kind of like blood, and they poured them out all over the land, and she drank them. And as she drank them, she got intoxicated and fell asleep. Then when she woke up, there was that other aspect of herself, and that is that compassion and love. Well, maybe these beings, hey, if they make beer, they can't be half bad. It's kind of like, that her heart and her love for the humans. So she went from like a polar opposite, and in that love and her compassion for humans, she really started working with childbirth and working with children. And I was telling Kat what I had discovered is that out of all the deities that they've unearthed in Egypt and around the world, that Sekhmet is the most revered, and there's the most images of her. And so she was a real image, a real deity for the common people. And so for us, she's someone we get to have in our toolbox or in our power pack to bring out and to use it. Because I think a lot of us, I know at my time when I went to Egypt and I met her, I was a very giving, kind, loving, nurturing, open-hearted being, like the good girl, like Lynda said. And my whole life was that way. And she said, also, you're being taken advantage of. You're in an abusive situation. You're being, screwed over basically time and time again because of your compassion, and people are controlling you through your compassion. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. You can have it, but let's work on your power and standing in your power, remembering who you are as well. And that also is an aspect of you. So it's a duality here. It's black and white, but also there's a beautiful in between. And that's where she shows up. If you ask her, she'll just come in. She's never left me. I divorced my husband the next year. And that's because of her. And she helps a lot of women through divorce, and a lot of men, I'm sure, through divorce. We have equally men and women in my book. So she, if you need some help, she's someone you can call on for strength, and she'll call you to action.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lynda.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm hearing this and hearing you talk about this is that what I feel in the waves of energy is that there's a wave of energy coming through where the word sovereignty is detaching people from that compassion. So that I'm hearing and seeing the use of the word sovereignty in taking responsibility for yourself, but it's also being used as and you know what? It's your problem. Whatever's in you, it's your problem, and the compassion is gone. Where what you're saying is you can stand in your own, what she's teaching you is you can stand in your own sovereignty and have compassion.
Exactly.
And not let either own you. It's like, it's not an either or. And that's so much more powerful when you can have both of those at play.
And love both of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that sovereignty piece, I love that, Lynda, because that's one of my big words. And we've talked about that in our last couple of shows with people with, personal sovereignty. And, Sekhmet's, one of our key phrases, as Barbar Jean has said, is get up off your knees. And she wants people to own their space. And that's not an FU to the world. That is coming in as an equal. That is coming in as being the director, the commander, the captain of your life. And this is something that came to me a few months ago. It was like my guides were telling me, you're the commander, but your question is, how can I serve? You are the commander, and the commander asks, how can I serve? So it's both. It's not that I'm being served as the commander. I'm coming in with my power, wanting to know where I can serve best in my power. What do you have to say about that, Barbar Jean?
Well, and power is love. It's the ultimate power. Is love, and it's not something outside of us. It resonates within us, and then from this strength of love, then it radiates out after that, for out into the cosmos, man. I mean, it's like, wow, and then you're connected with all that is, all that was, all that will be, your connection with that, and for me, it's the love part, that we get to love all of this, but from a space of, I love Lynda's, the sovereignty for sure. And you were talking about authentic self. How do you find your authentic self? There's so many different games we can play here. Let's keep busy, doing all these things. And it's a part where you follow your heart, you follow that bliss, like all the things that I've done over my life. It wasn't because there were a could or a should or a would with it. It's because it had my interest. It had my desire. And so I went with that, and it never failed me. So it's that intuitive part that you get in touch with within yourself. Where's my next best step, not only for me, but how to best serve humanity as well. And of course, have some fun and shake some things up. But that's me.
But I think that's her as well, because I feel like, again, there's this multi-dimensionality to it where it's like lions are great at play. They love playing, and they play tough, like they play hard, right? But they're very playful. And with her energy, something I called, I gave kind of Lynda this moniker years ago, was Fierce Lion Mama, because I saw her as somebody that shows up as an advocate for others. And it's like, do not mess with my people. You mess with my people, I will come for you.
I will jack you up.
I'll jack you up, because there's that feeling of protection. And I feel that with her as well, with Sekhmet. It's like, if he's in my protection, don't come for him, because I've got his back and he's one of mine. I mean, I feel that resonance when I say that within her. And it's not that that person can't take care of themselves, but if there's an open space where you're coming at them, you're going to regret that. Do you have an experience or a resonance with that, Barbar Jean?
Yeah, and it's where we need help. I didn't know how much help I needed until I met with her, because we're such warriors, right? We fight in this world, or at least my world. We had to fight to get what we had. We had to tough it out. We had to be the rock, the strong one, the leader. I was the leader in that, and just I'm strong, I'm tough. I can hold this. I can do this. But with her, there comes this out breath, and that's what she brings you, as well as this out breath that, remember to let go, and also know that you can be carried through whatever this is. You can be transitioned through beautifully and lovingly. And for me, it was get out of the way, get out of my own way, in a way, and trust somebody, Barbar Jean, trust anybody, but trust somebody to kind of help have your back that you can lean into, and with her, she's been there, and she's been there ever since. And I went back the next year again, and I was scared. Let me tell you, I was scared to go back in. I'm thinking, oh no, what is she going to do to me now? And so when I went back in, it was just for that brief moment, and she just purred. She just kind of purred. She didn't come out of the statue. She didn't do anything. She just said, I remember she goes, you have done well. That was it. That was it. It was like whoosh, and it just went right through me like a beautiful, cool wind, and that was it. And so she's there, and she's here, and she's all around us, and she's we can use her medicine.
My question comes in, Barbara, is how if somebody's interested in cultivating that relationship, what is the recommendation for you? Is it through meditation? What would they do to call upon her?
I think for me, it would be to research her, to get to know everything you can about her. And by going online, reading whatever you can about it, going on YouTube, getting all the different YouTube videos so that you start to learn about her. As you learn about her, she becomes you invite her into your auric field, because she's there. And as she's there, then you can start to talk with her and actually have a talk with her and actually say, hey, Sekhmet, I'm really into you right now. And I really want to know about you. I hear all these wonderful things. Can we build a relationship here? Can I could use your help or your knowledge or your wisdom, and can we maybe walk this walk together here on the earth? And she'll come right in, and she'll come. You can do that in meditation. You can do it through some of her words of power. A mantra, Sa Sekam Sahu, is a words of power. And also that's why I put the photos in the book, having images of her around your house. That helps, because when you see her, you remind you, just like having photos of your children. That way they're just right there with you, whether they're 1,000 miles away. I have a daughter in Thailand right now. She's all those miles away, but she's right there when I see her photo. And it's the same with Sekhmet. Like when I see Lynda, your image is behind you, that brings her in, that welcomes her energy in. And so she's not very far from me. My grandson gave me this. This is before I even went to Egypt. And it's just a little, but I have her right here. So she's right here every day. So that brings her into my space. So it's simple.
It's simple. You don't have to go to Egypt. You don't have to go to Egypt to meet her. No. And it was funny because when I was talking, Barbar Jean and I just got on the call the other night to talk about what we wanted to do, for her show, Sekhmet fell over. Like she fell over, and it was like, oh, this is going to be right.
Yes,
like,
I forgot.
So it was like, we're going to be focusing on Sekhmet. And that's when I started to really feel her and her energy. And one of the things that came through was like this like fire. It was like sending out this fire as a way to clear and cleanse and own your space. Right. And we are in such a transition right now where Lynda and I have talked about this on many of our shows, but it's really so near and dear to our hearts, where so many people are struggling because everything's been turned upside down with the pandemic. Some people don't have jobs. Some people have lost their homes. They've lost so much. And it's like, one of the things that she was telling me this morning was like, you can't find your power and be comfortable at the same time. And so that was part of my challenge in donning my beautiful mane today. I was like, part of me was like, oh, that's so kind of uncomfortable, because then I'm really going to stand out. I'm gonna, and it was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you going to show up and play and have fun? Are you going to commit to being bubbly and bouncy and channeling my energy, or like, what are you doing? And so it was, I just love that thing of like, this discomfort that we are in, and there's compassion around people's discomfort. It's not like, well, you're uncomfortable, own your power. It's not throwing it in people's face, but it's like, here's an opportunity. Take this opportunity to own your power. Let your rage and anger, let it come out, let it pour out to cleanse your area, to cleanse your space, so that you can declare what is yours, what you're willing to do, and what you're not willing to do anymore. What do you say about that, Barbar Jean?
Exactly. And I think what happens when she comes in and you let it go, let all that rage, like she was holding, right? All that rage, we all have that within us. We all do. I don't care who you are, okay? It's there. So it's what do you do with that? And exactly what you say, you go, oh God, I have all this. I don't know what that is, but I know that's not me, because you know it's your energy because it feels good, right? So I know all this energy. So let's move that out. And that's like punching a bag, or I go into the car and yell profanity for about an hour, and then I feel much better. And then, you know, whatever that way to get it out. And then the next part is my favorite part. Then what do you fill it up with? You know, we're always taught to get out, throw it out, get it out, get it out. Oh, but that means then I am the co-creator. I am a creator of my life here. What do I want to fill myself back up with? Right? Well, I'm going to fill myself up with the best me that I can be. And so how do I do that? Well, I ask my friends to come and help me. I don't have to do it alone. It's like doing anything where you need a team. So we have a whole team here helping us. Sekhmet is a wonderful goddess that just is right there, just like that. And so just say her name. And it isn't like it's my old Christian conditioning coming in, don't bow down to false idols, you know? And that's not at all what we're saying here at all. I'm just saying that she's alive, she's well, and you can have a conversation with her, just like you had this morning. To me, she said, you're going to love what I did before the show. I'm thinking, oh God, I don't know enough. And I go into that. I go, oh my God, I better go study some more about her background in case someone asks me some question I don't know. That's my fear. And then I hear her starting to laugh, and she has the most amazing laugh. And then I start laughing. She goes, you know, just be. That's all you have to do. Just show up and be, and we'll see how it rolls. And so
Yeah.
I had to laugh at myself this morning with it, though. It was funny.
And one of the things we talked about was in our little pre-show was that there is in your book, there is an incantation, and there's also a meditation in your book, right? A mantra to align yourself with her frequency. And I
Right.
thought maybe it would be fun, it would be useful for us to practice that a little bit, and invite people into doing that. So if you're down for inviting Sekhmet, we're gonna let Barbar Jean give us that incantation, that chant, that vibration in word and frequency. And then Lynda, if you're down for it, join us in kind of repeating it after her. Are you down for that, Miss Lynda?
Yeah, I'm sitting here in this weird state of being, because as you were talking, Kat, earlier, this is a weird thing for me. I felt this swoosh, and it's like I'm watching with two sets of eyes, like all at once.
Yeah.
It's like the glasses are like, that's interesting. And I'm watching with this, that's interesting. And yes, I keep hearing this, yes, yes. And I'm a little off right now.
You're channeling.
A little off. It's like having two sets of eyes with two, looking in two different lenses at the same time. So I'll be probably quite quiet watching some of this.
Well, if you want to join in, do, but you're already in the flow, obviously. So, but if you want to join in, Miss Barbar Jean, do you want to give us an invitation to this incantation?
Yeah. Just take a moment and close your eyes, and let's just take in a breath, a beautiful, sweet breath. And then as you let out a breath, just relax and let go. So we'll breathe in for 3 and out for 4. 1, 2, 3, and then out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do that a couple times and breathe in. And when you breathe out, hear your breath, feel your breath. And this is the breath of the goddess. Okay. So when you breathe in the goddess. And when you breathe out, give it a. And that's how you'll bring her in. So we're asking to bring in an invocation for Sekhmet to be present during this time here. And whether you come on later or right now, you can just take a moment now and get comfortable and let go, because we're kind of going to Sekhmet's temple right now. And we've been in it since the beginning of the show. And so she's here, and we're in her temple in Karnak in Egypt. And she welcomes all of us with an open heart, and that we're loved beyond human idea of what that is, because she's from off planet. She comes from an off planet. So she comes from a multi-dimensional reality, and there's an aspect of her that comes to help serve us. So we're in that temple in Karnak right now, and you can feel her through your breath. So let's go ahead again and take in a deep breath. And when you let out, give it a. And last time. And from that space, there's a word of power, and it starts with Sa. Sa is the breath of life. It's the life force. So as we bring in our breath, we'll go out breath and say the word Sa. So it goes Sa. So it's like a sonic. So we'll try that. So breathe in and Sa. And open your heart. And then the second part is Sekhem. I love this, Sekhem. Give it some passion, some energy. Sekhem. And that is the sacred might or the infinite power. This is where you bring in the power. So Sa is out breath, Sekhem. Sa, Sekhem. Okay. So we'll try that. So we'll try Sekhem. So breathe in. Sekhem. Sekhem. Straight yourself, relax. Sekhem. Ooh, that was good. See, we all joined in on that last part. That was good. And then the last part is Sahu, and that's the realized human. This is your spiritual awakening, your spiritual power. So it's breath, and it's life force, and it's your awakening through these words with her. So it sounds like this all together. It's Sa, Sekhem, Sahu, Sa, Sekhem, Sahu, Sa, Sekhem, Sahu, Sa, Sekhem, Sahu, Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Let's say it together. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu. Last time. Sa, Sekhem, Sahu.
Wow.
So you can invite her to stand to your side, or you can invite her to step right in like Kat just did. So wherever your comfort level is in working with her. And whenever I say these words, I'm right back in a temple, and it's a temple that is timeless. So it's, if you didn't go to Karnak, it's okay. You probably went to a timeless temple. So the words of power, the sonics, it resonates within your body, where you're activated with past memories of her and your relationship, not only with her, but with all the deities of Egyptian pantheon, but also of all those past lives of yourself when you were either there or had a part of that, of our, when we worked with the gods, right, walked right among them and were them, some of us, and demigods that were not replicas. We are that. That is us. I think that's what she brings to us.
Yeah, when I connected in, and as I'm connecting in, it's like my back goes into the temple and corridors open up along, like all these doors open up along either side of me. And I'm sure everyone's experience is different. No matter what your experience is, honor it and let yourself come back to this meditation and go, because we just opened the door and stepped in for a minute.
Right.
What was your connection experience like, Miss Lynda?
I couldn't get the words out because I just had this airflow, this like the closest I could get to a purr was just coming out. It was just this airflow. Every time I tried to talk, it was just not going to happen. It was just this movement of, I just felt this movement of air, this flow.
Yeah, I think you look at air a little differently, don't you, with her?
Yeah.
And where she'll come in and I'm actually her doing it, or I could never bring all of her in because I would self-explode probably.
Yeah.
So I'm able to bring in just a small little aspect of her in, and I can see where you're seeing, like you can feel her nose, right? That's where I always
right. The cheeks are,
yes.
The nose and cheeks feel like they're right here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It feels like my face is different.
Yeah, like your cheeks are up more, right?
Yes,
like
my cheeks are up more, my nose, everything is, and I have to take the glasses off because they're horribly distracting and frustrating, which I can't see normally without glasses.
Well, you're seeing with your
yes, go ahead, Kat.
I was saying, you're seeing with your third eye. You're seeing with your third eye, and that's what you need to see with right now.
And what's really cool is that you all are clear as a bell for me.
God, I love it. This is so powerful. I feel so honored to be a conduit and to be an ally with her mission and what she's bringing in. I want to be mindful of our time because we're at the top of the hour, and I want to talk about your NDE experience a little bit as well. And Barbar Jean's been on many shows, and I will put all those links below. They're not there right now, but I'll put them below so you can hear more of Barbar Jean's stories. But before we transition, I want to listen to, is there anything else that Sekhmet is wanting to say right now? Is there any other gifts that she's wanting to give us, awarenesses, insights, etc.?
When she came in, she just came in on the right side, and she's just saying, we've got this covered. So let go of that fear. Just let it all go and act as if it wasn't there. What would you do if fear wasn't there? What would you do? How would you act? If that fear wasn't there, what would you do? You have more choices. The fear keeps you in no choice, and there have all these choices to you. So go for the choices.
Excellent. What would you do if the fear wasn't there? How would you show up? What would you choose? What would you action next? What would you say yes to if the fear wasn't there? And then allow Sekhmet to help you transition through the fear as it comes up so that you can come to the yes that's on the other side. Does that feel right?
Yeah, she gives it a suck it sandwich. She gives fear a suck it sandwich.
Suck it. She gives it a suck it sandwich.
She just does, you know. Because fear is so serious, you know, that's where it gets you. It's so serious. And really the remedy is laughter and fun. And I think she brings adventure and the unknown, you know, letting go of control.
Yes. Oh
I
my
add
God.
something.
Yes,
I
Lynda.
so I have this like feeling of a staff, just
Oh,
the power of this
yes.
staff and the this fierce look it in the eye, like this very look it in the eye, and it has no power.
Yeah.
That is what I'm getting. It's very powerful, very visceral. Whatever that fear is, look at it.
Right. And that keeps your vibration high.
Mm-hmm.
Because what the fear does, it brings your vibration down. It's all about vibration. Keep that vibration up and create something new,
Right.
something wonderful, something amazing.
Yeah, it's that put that warrior. It's that warrior of. I have a phrase: "Not in my time, not in my home."
Yes.
You know,
Thou
that
shalt
it's
not pass.
right. It is like no, and that is it. It's like that fear is you have no place here.
Right.
That is what I get. You have no place here.
Yeah.
You
Ooh.
have no place here.
And then you take that staff and you hold the suck it sandwich and you smack the suck it sandwich right into the mouth of fear. Boom! Yeah, like-
I love it. That's a great visual. All these spirits and names on sandwiches, right? Batter up, ching.
Oh, this is so great. Your energy is just like bubbles of light and laughter. I just love your energy, Barbar Jean. You're just such a gift. So, all right, let us, and Sekhmet's still going to be with us. She's not
Yes.
leaving.
Thank you,
Let's,
Sekhmet.
yeah, thank you, Sekhmet. Just, oh my God. And get Barbar Jean's book. Oh my goodness. I'm going to sign up for that book because I feel like there's going to be lessons that each different person picked up, and they're going to have a common theme that shows up, but how the lessons show up and that's the specific detail that person needed to learn, that's different. That's nuance. And I feel like when you get this book, she's going to you're going to immerse yourself in kind of like the halls of her teaching, the halls of her wisdom. And it's all in one beautiful, simple, colorful book that Barbar Jean's giving us. So thank you.
Thank you. It's a journey. It's made as a journey.
It's made as a journey.
You open the book, you start in her temple, and it's a journey through.
I'm gonna buy that today. I'm in. For real. You gave me a download of it, and my computer was like, no. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just buy it. Which I'm happy to buy it because the visuals. I want to see all the artwork in my hands. So let's talk about Barbar Jean's near-death experience. Again, we're gonna kind of be a little. We're going to go in deep but fast because we also want to make sure we have time for the questions at the end and let Miss Jillian come on in. So Barbar Jean, I'll kind of give a little context and I'll let you flesh it out, Barbar Jean. So
can I say something really quick? I'd
yes.
like to close the doors to her temple though, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And so we end this with her, if that's okay. I'd really like, she's telling me, hey. So I just want to make sure that we go ahead and thank you, Sekhmet, with much gratitude for you being here today and your energy being with us today. And thank you for all that you do for so many, for so long, and your patience with humanity. And thank you for your love and your compassion and your power, your powerful warrior spirit that is within all of us. And this temple doors are closed. And you can open them whenever you want, though.
That's great. That's respectful, and that's respectful, and I think that is 100% appropriate. So thank you for doing that.
And now I feel completely different again.
Oh, wow. You're such a
So she
queen.
stepped back some. I can feel the difference. She stepped back. She's been right with me since I woke up this morning. When my alarm went off, it went ping, like a fairy. Ching. So it was interesting.
Powerful. Um, anyway, yeah. All right, I'm going to tune back in. Barbar Jean had an experience. You were with a circle of women because this was a school for psychics, correct?
Yes.
And so you had not been feeling well all day long. You've been feeling off. And then you were in the circle of these women, and all of a sudden your lungs collapse and you have a near-death experience. And the psychics who are with you, they're the ones that report to you later on what they see, and it all corroborates, like that all lines up. They're seeing the same thing from different angles, but it's the same story. But you don't see that. You pop off and go to hang out with a bunch of light beings. I'm going to let you just hop in and start telling us what feels relevant to share about that journey.
Okay. Where do we go from there? I was at a women's retreat and I had so much pain in my body that I couldn't stand it. There were like 1,000 knives going into my lungs. And so with so much pain that I popped out of the body. And as I popped out of the body, I have no memory of what happened that day at the psychic healing clinic. But what I did is I was able to pop back in for a minute, hook behind my eyes and scan the audience and see them all in fear and going, just all my friends. But I could only stay just for a second because the pain was too excruciating. So then I popped out, and where I went was in this liquid dark water, just like with Sekhmet many, many, many years later, right? And so I'm in this liquid love light mercurial waters like an ocean, and it's warm and it's beautiful and it's liquid and it's tropical and so much love beyond any kind of love. And I'm a fierce mom, like Lynda was saying, and I can love, man. That's who I'm known for, my love and my nurturing aspect of me. But I'm in this love liquid pool of all that is, all that will be, and I just expanded out into it and let go and let go and let go and let go, all this love. And then as I'm letting go, I look down and I discovered that I don't have a body, and yet I still existed. And for me, this back in 1989, before we knew any of this, and I just went, oh, I exist without a body. How can that be? And in that moment, my whole every being just went, whoosh, and became like exploded, right, with everything. And then in that second, I find I'm on a spaceship. That's my next part. And in the spaceship, I meet my guardian, who's about 8 feet tall, 10 feet tall, I'm not sure. Big square shoulders, white robe. I can't see his face. He comes over to me. I'm sitting in kind of a dentist looking, like a jump seat chair. And he tells me I'm there to meet a group of beings. And he waves his hand on the other side of the ship. The light opens up and they're the council. He said I can call them the council. And they all have the same robes on. I'm thinking, hey, are they getting like a discount or a special or something on those robes? I swear to God, that's what I'm thinking.
We're so irreverent.
It is. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm not doing too bad for Earth Girl being here, and I'm not losing my stuff or anything. I'm handling it pretty well. And so they're there, and they're like, they all have individual personalities. There's fat ones and tall ones and skinny ones, and they all talk but telepathically. They get all excited, and then they come to a group agreement, and then their communicator communicates with my guardian, then my guardian communicates with me. And how they taught me was through experiences. And so I had an experience with the Mother Earth, that her and I, a hologram of her appeared. I went into her, she went into me, and our heartbeats beat as one. So our heartbeats were one. And they were much later, I worked with First Nations, and And it's like the drum beat of the First Nation drum. And it's just this beautiful vibration of her. And they told me how much we need to take care of her and that we dishonor her and disrespect her. And she's calling out to her people to serve her once again. And so I'm crying like a baby. I look down, I still don't have a body, but I'm crying. And became this loving entity with her, and that we need to grow up here on earth and find our peace so that we can join a galactic community. So that's it in a nutshell with that. But it was very profound for me. I had never I had experience with gardening, but not like this, that she is a live feminine entity, our Gaia. And so I had that experience with her. And then the second thing, we flew out of the ship, the Guardian and I, and we flew over all these undulating hills of pure forest, no structures, no humans, no anything. And at the time, I thought they were healing my heart my heart, because I was going through that divorce. And I thought that's what they were doing. But much later, I learned that it had a connection with Sasquatch and with the Sasquatch people. And they were showing me my future. And I didn't know that at the time. That's a whole other story, right? So as I'm going, but the love, again, that love was so pure and so intense and so beautiful. Then the third part, I go up these alabaster stairs with the Guardian, and to the right, up at the stairs, floating in the cosmos, is a temple, a Greek temple, and with a group of beings around it. And they're doing kind of a guttural, kind of like the Tibetan. And so they have the same robes on. Don't ask me why. Can't see their faces. I don't know why.
It was the same discount.
I think so, don't you? And I'm thinking, what the hell? And
universal sale.
Universal something, right? And so I think later it's because it's so neutral. And so I go up, they open the circle, I become one with the circle. In the middle on a pedestal is a hologram of Earth again, through this white fog. And they tell me telepathically that their job is the watchers, and they watch the Earth, and their job is to keep her safe, and that they've been doing it, they will continue to do it. And I can always go back there, which I do in meditation. But a beautiful, beautiful, loving, brilliant, cosmic wisdom keepers of the Earth itself. And to be a part of them, I was just, blown away. And so I'm with them for a while, and then the Guardian says it's time for me to go. And then from there, I go to like an ambassador party. Like there's all these beings, and my Guardian's with me. And I just talked with my friend Ray, Cosmic Ray, yesterday on my show, the Cosmic Oracle Show. And in that, he also talked about this being, and one of the weirdest beings, not weirdest, I shouldn't say that, but the being that I saw was a pink elephant in a tuxedo. And I'm thinking, boy, whatever they gave me was really good or something. I don't know, but it is my experience. That's what I saw. And saw all kinds of different beings, and they were there to help create and keep peace in the world, and to bring their problems, and their ambassadors to come and work out their problems, and in a beautiful way. And they offer me little drinks. They look like vials of different colors, but I never ate or drank anything. And there was music. So it was kind of like a jazz music. It was like a Victorian. It was Victorian, like 100 feet tall columns, and up at the top, the solarium was open. You could see all the stars. And there was one being that came up, and I could tell he was a scholar type, and he really enjoyed talking to me, not telepath. And it's like he had studied it, and he was so excited to meet a human who he could practice with. And he was interesting. He looked like kind of like a teddy bear, kind of like with a monocle, very interesting being. So I'm working with these beings, and I'm with them, and I just want to remember every little aspect of it. And so then from that point, the Guardian gives me the look, and I know it's time to go. So we spiral up, and I meet with a group of goddesses in these most amazing colors, lapis lazuli and turquoises and oranges. And then they have these beautiful jewel necklaces, and they're singing and they're playing and they're laughing. And they tone these very high celestial tones. And they tell me that I'm there to find my voice with them. And I'm saying, oh, yeah, good luck with that, because that isn't going to happen, because I'm an alto. There's no way I could sing high like that. And they go, well, no, we're not talking about you singing high with us. We want you to find your voice, whatever that is, and have it. So I stayed with them, and they weren't going to go until I found it. So I found my voice, and my voice is lower. It's a lower tone. It's a tone. And so they were really happy. They were like little kids, like, yay, she got it. That's good. And so then the guardian said it was time for me to go. And I said, no, I don't want to go. And then he reminded me of my 3 children. They go, oh, shoot, I got to go. And so then I went back and I saw this body. First, I saw my friend meditating in a hospital, and I'm thinking, what is she doing? And then I see a body down in a hospital bed. And it's me hooked up to all these machines. I had been in a coma for 2.5 days while all of this transpired. I was supposed to not make it out at all, and everyone was there vigilant, waiting for the moment that I die. Or if I came back, I would be a vegetable for sure. They just didn't know how bad. And so I see this body down there. I go, well, she's a little pudgy, but she's not too bad, you know? And so I start to go down, and then my guardian says, wait, come back up, Barbar Jean. And I go, wait, if I'm going to go down there, I'm going to need some help, because I'm not going down there without some help. So I need some help. Can you help a sister out, right? Basically. And he goes, well, we give you the gift of white light. And I go, white light, that's all you're going to give me after everything? Can I get like a get out of jail free card or something like that? And he gave me such a gift, and I was too dumb or ignorant to know in a way of what he was really offering me, right? I had no idea. So from that point, I start to go back down again, and he goes, wait, come back up. I'm thinking, okay. So I come back up, and he said, we have a mission for you if you'd like to take it. And I said, sure, what is it? And he goes, we would like for you to be an ambassador. So as I'm going back down to the body, I'm thinking, what's an ambassador? Was that I owned an art gallery at the time in a interior design business. I go, maybe it's ambassador of the art, ambassador of love. I had no idea. And as I'm going back down, I look back and I never saw the guardian again. And I go back and acclimate down into the body, like the layers of the body really fill up every aspect of my body with the white light, so there's nothing left. And then I sit up and I say, I'm starving, I want nachos. I had raspy voice and everything, but some people were pissed that I didn't die. My sister had flown out from wherever, you know, she was, God, you didn't die. She was teasing, but you know, so that's my experience. And after that, I was in the hospital for 10 days, total miracle, no side effects, except for my expanded consciousness, right? And also my view of the world became a cosmic view, and all my psychic abilities were turned on 100%. They kicked me out of the psychic school, and because they didn't know how to deal with me for a while. Then I finally got back in, and graduated. But it changed me forever. It was very much a life-changing event that, you know, I just had my birthday with December. I always forget the days, so December 4th or December 5th was my 30 years since the death. So, in my life, I closed my business. I dedicated my life to doing readings and healings for people, and I've done that for 30 years.
Wow.
So that brings us to today.
And so what do you feel that you are in the ambassador of? Because they didn't answer it for you, but obviously I feel like you're the ambassador for the goddesses and for the goddess energy. What do you feel that is for you?
I think I'm a goddess for love.
Yeah.
You know, and love is a universal, and it's very underrated. People, oh, that's just love, you know?
Right.
Well, hey, you better look at that again. You might want to rethink that. So it's the love thing.
Yeah, it's wild because people will absolutely give the like love is such the obvious trite answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, that's because you're not seeing it, you're not experiencing it. Like you're taking love from the human perspective as opposed to love from the cosmic perspective, which would blow us out of our bodies and burn our bodies up if we experienced it for one moment in its full capacity.
I think the words they gave me were, we come from love, we are love, and we return to love, and we never die.
That's what I have been saying for the last year. because I've been researching before I started doing the show, I was researching NDEs, and it just became obvious that we come from love, we are made of love, and we return to love. It's exactly what you just said. And that's kind of been my mantra for the last year. I just love that.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, with my near death, that was, I called it the waiting room. It was a void. There was nothing. It was black. There was nothing, but there was everything. And for me, it was that same feeling. There's a love that was so far beyond any words. And all I had to do is go a little bit more forward. I had no body. And I had that same thing of, I have no body, but I already had that awareness. But it was the inability to express in words the love that there are no words that can go that deep and that wide.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think also since then with the love part is it wasn't a coincidence that I went on a spaceship. At the time, that's all I could handle, right? But now I find myself, I am an interdimensional being. I am Lyran. I am Pleiadian. I am, all these different aspects of myself that come from an off planet part of me that I'm recognized that live within me. So I'm actually a being that has been on all the planets and around. They asked me, well, which planet do you come from? And I said, well, I think I was born on a spaceship, and we get to ride on this spaceship and we go down to different planets and say, we're going to go down there and see what we can shake up down there because it needs some help, kind of like that. But there's an aspect of us that is very cosmic. And I think I'm an ambassador of that. And to say hello to that resonates within us, that it's not just this avatar body, it's all these multi-dimensional aspects of ourselves that are so beautiful and waiting to come in and take this planet back.
Yeah, take the planet back. And that's what Sekhmet said too. She was like, that in terms of, we were talking about her earlier, there's this theme of take the planet back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another part of Barbar Jean's experience of what the psychics saw. And we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger on that, because the psychic saw something very intense happening on a multidimensional level in terms of who was actually killing Barbar Jean in another dimension.
Exactly.
But you know what? I'm going to put a link below that will let you go to that story. I'm going to leave it as a teaser, but our buddy Karin Swain explains that, or explores that with Barbar Jean. So I'll leave it there. And also, Barbar Jean has a book about this experience. What's your book called?
Dying for the Light.
Dying for the Light. So you can get
On
more of that
Amazon.
there. And I will load up all the links after the show below, so people have that. We want to transition and bring in Jillian, who is our engagement gal, and get her questions from the audience, and or her own questions that she may have been holding on to this entire 45 minutes, hour, 15 minutes that we've been together. Welcome, Miss Jillian.
Thank you. No, that was awesome. That was incredible. There were no questions submit in the audience, but I have 3.
Great.
So, Barbar, when you were in meditation and you heard it's time to go to Egypt, was it a full clairaudient experience? Was it a knowing, a feeling, or was it a mix of all the clairs, basically? Or I just wanted to know a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's probably a mix of the clairs. I like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was strong. It was a knowingness. Like it came in a very strong knowingness, and that you had to act on it now. And when you first start living a more of an intuitive lifestyle, I used to jump in on everything. Now I've got some discernment over the years. And if it came in now and said, you got to go to Egypt now, I'd probably argue with it. So I'm glad I didn't, and I jumped on it, and it was meant to be. It's a feeling of it's bigger than you. It's a bigger than yourself feeling. That's what it was like. This is bigger than you. Let's really, it's beyond you. Let's just go do it. And it was the same with doing the book. It was bigger than me. It's like, the Sekhmet book, let's just do it. So it was more like that, a combination of all those things. And then you have synchronicity, because boom, I just was there. I had some help, right? Because I just went online, boom, 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 talked to Nikki. She goes, I'm filled up. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. And, and I got right on. So it was all these things and that also gives you grace. And so you're on the right track when all that comes together. So that's how that was. I still remember that day and exactly where I was when that happened. So it was
Of the meditation or when it came in,
during meditation. Yeah. Most auspicious. It just came in. I just went, oh,
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So when you were in Egypt and you said that she stepped out of the statue, like, was it an inner clairvoyant experience? Were there other people with you? Like, did they experience anything?
No, it was just me there, but she has had this happen before. If you research it, I think it was Dr. Greenspan, if I remember right, but I'm not sure. I think I would write that down and put it somewhere, but I didn't. But he had the same exact experience as same exact, where she put around the fire, the water was there, the steps were there, everything exactly. And it was just like it's a third dimension. It was third dimension. It wasn't like in my mind, all this is happening. It was actually third dimensional. And I've had that happen only a couple of times before, once with Lilith and Glastonbury at the Chalice Well. That's a whole other story. She came in just for a moment. And so they're only can hold the energy so long. And so she just came right in, like she's breathing there, like she's there. Wow. So, and that she does it for other people is that always made me feel better,
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I've had a couple of experiences myself of things coming in physically.
Right.
And I was just wondering if it was like with your clairvoyant perception or if it was like real time right in front of you. You could touch it. Yeah.
Real third dimension stuff. It's just third dimension.
Oh, that's so cool.
Only came in for just, I don't know how long. It was less than 7 minutes, the whole experience, right? So we only had 7 minutes there. So
Jillian's got you can bring your little one on the camera if you want to.
I gave him a cupcake and I was hoping he would just not
Sugar.
Hey, buddy.
He's been really good this whole time.
That's all good.
Energy.
So what's your last question, Miss Jillian?
When you had the Kundalini experience, when that was happening, were you in a state of high bliss, like for a certain amount of time?
I think with her, it was otherworldly. It was like it aligned me. She just aligned me. Boom, 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 alignment. And then I'm aligned. It's kind of like, okay, her work's done. She got me aligned. Probably my second chakra was blown out, and I needed a goddess from another dimension to come help put me together, So she did that, and she aligned my chakras all the way up, and you could feel it go up, and movement all the way up through the crown, way up through the crown. Had I met, and before that, I had worked with a yoga master, a Kriya yoga master, Haraharanandaji, and we worked on Kundalini and on my full lotus. That's what happened during the NDE, is my full crown was opened up.
And it happens with NDEs for sure. I've studied them for quite a bit. And that was actually part of my question too, if you were feeling movement within your chakras while the experience was happening, the Kundalini experience.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, it's like, whoa, it's like we're going, I don't know, warp speed, Scotty, it was like that. My whole body was shaking, my whole body. And my tooth, I still have the cracked tooth, and I don't really want it's still there, and my dentist wants to fix it and I don't want him to touch it.
Well, it's like a souvenir, right? I would be the same way. Like, no, just leave it. Yeah.
It's kind of like I get to have her there still, kind of like
Yeah.
that. And the funniest thing too about is I am deathly allergic to cats in this third dimension, deathly allergic to cats. And so, and there's cats all over Egypt, and it was a big challenge, a big adventure, we talked about this a little bit, getting out of our comfort zone to go, because I died. So I went with all my medicine, because I'm an asthmatic, it could kill me. And my mom, you're going to Egypt, you're going to probably never come back. And like all that fear comes, all those fear sandwiches come out, but I just overcome all of that and had to go. And I went there for her. I had no idea that I went there, and how she had kind of been with me my whole life too. With the cat thing, I had my whole house all in cat stuff, though. I thought about it later. I'm allergic to cats, but I always had this affection for lions and lionesses, always.
Right.
And I was born cat. I have 4 houses in Leo when I was born. So I'm a Leo moon, a Leo sun, and Leo, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's kind of like being a lion, and where you can't run from yourself, you got to stay with yourself,
Yeah.
But there's that part of me that, man, wanted to be out, and I wasn't going anywhere. I was caught in her trap, and she was going to make sure I was fully baked before she let me go.
Well, I guess so. I mean, yeah, I've had a Kundalini experience myself too, and that gave validation for me as well. Just you explaining the process of it, and it really, that's awesome. Thank you for answering those questions.
I think what she did, I look back at it, is that she brought me up, and then way up, and then she brought me back down into the body.
Yeah.
So settled into the body, and really, again, owned this avatar, owned this body of creation, and where we get to create from. And so I had then try it on for size, because it was a whole new me, after that. So, and I love that about us, that we get to wake up each day and transform and change and grow, and who knows where we're going, right? It's going to be good.
And that's the fun of it. Who knows? That's why it's such a blast.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's great. Thank you.
Oh no, it's my pleasure. I hope that was helpful.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Jillian. That was great. Those are great questions. Thank you. And thanks to your little guy for making an appearance. Our unexpected guest on the show.
He didn't make a lot of noise right up until I got on the Zoom. So yeah.
No worries. That's great. Well, we are going to wrap it up, because we've been going for at least an hour and a half. And I wanted to give the baton to Miss Lynda, and then give it to Barbar Jean with any closing thoughts. Anything that you wanted to share, Lynda? Any thoughts, insights, final words?
Yeah, I just the overall feeling that I had through this whole process was of this strength that we have, and it's just opened up. And again, the fear, it's like, it's only there if you own it. It's like, look it in the eye, and it's that, not in my time, not in my place, not in my body, not in my mind, not in my soul. You have no realm here.
You have no power here.
You have no power here. You have no realm here. And, that was just huge for me. Just that strength that was brought in. So thank you for that experience. Excellent. And I had to wear my glasses again, I noticed.
You transitioned.
I hope that was going to be a permanent thing there.
Ask her, work with her.
I know, let's work on that.
And Miss Barbar Jean, what would you like to, what's in your heart to give to the people that have connected with you today and will connect with you in the future with this video?
My alarm just went on. Isn't that weird? But it would be that to connect, our connection. Our connection, we're so more powerful as we're connected. And it doesn't take a body, just like your wonderful show here at Third Eye Salon. Your job is to connect with people, and that's where it's all at. And if we can't go to the communal fire and dance around and be social and connect that way, we can come to these shows, your show, and connect with one another and heal each other and protect each other and be there for one another, so we all transform out and we can get this earth back to peace, and we can join our galactic brotherhoods and sisterhood.
Amen to that. Yes. Yeah. This is about us taking back our power, connecting to our galactic, our cosmic, our multidimensional selves, and being who we are, putting on your big girl hair, going out in the world, not apologizing for your power, not apologizing for being different, not apologizing for being radiant and shiny. You just get to be all of you. And I just feel so blessed to be part of this experience. I feel like this was such a sacred, holy experience today. So I'm just really honored to be part of it. And so thank you everyone for showing up and for sharing this with us. Please, if you enjoyed this, if you learned from this, if you got something from this, share the video out on your social media, give it to friends, like, share, subscribe, all those things that people ask you to do. But if you have a heart for this, please really do join us. And again, I will have a ton of links after the show. I'll put those all down below. So that way you can connect with Barbar Jean, you can connect with us more, and we can keep building this community. And with that, I just thank Sekhmet, I thank Barbar Jean, I thank Jillian, I thank Lynda.
Thank you.
Yeah, be good to yourself and be good to others and live your love into the world on your terms. So, all right, thank you everyone. Take care. Goodbye.